Hey guys, it's Bex. Welcome to another video. Welcome to another monthly TBR. Here on this channel, I almost always use a TBR jar to pick my monthly TBR. So that's what we're going to be doing again for June. And just to give you guys a kind of recap on how I did with my May TBR, it is the 26th today when I'm filming this, and I will be able to finish the book I'm reading right now, which was on there. So that will bring me to have read 3 books out of 7. So not very good. I did add a 7th, whereas I usually only pick 6. So we would have been halfway if I didn't add the 7th. I will put a picture on the screen of the books that were on there and the books that I read out of the 7. However, I will just say that in April, I didn't mention this in my last month's TBR, so I just thought I would kind of redeem myself. I read all of the 6 books that were on my April TBR, so I'm really happy about that. So even though we didn't do as good in May, it kind of evens out maybe. I don't know. Also, I really hope, even though I'm saying this right now, I really hope that I don't forget it by the time I need to pick a book, if it is an option for a prompt that we choose. But one of the options that I don't own physically yet is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It comes out of June, I think, and I did pre-order it through Waterstones. So one, it'll probably get to me later than it would normally because it's coming from the UK, and there's no 2. I don't know why I said 1, but even with that being said, I should probably get it, I would say, for sure by the middle of June. So that is definitely still an option. I literally am so excited for that book. Let me rearrange a little bit. My cart's getting honestly really full. Okay, now we have at least some room up here to put the books that I'm adding to my June TBR. So with that being said, we are going to be doing 6 again. Don't let me pick a 7th. I don't know why I did that. And also I added TBR prompts to this jar, so it still just looks so empty, but they're so small. I added them this morning. So first prompt, I don't know what I'm really in the mood for, to be honest. Kind of anything. Oh no, my husband picks a book. Okay. I have no idea what he would choose. I'll have to wait until the end, probably, because he is mowing the lawn right now. But that's a good one. That is going to be our first one, but we are going to be picking that later, or letting him pick that. So, second book, first book, I don't know. Oh, this is a new one I wrote. An audiobook that's currently in my Spotify library. Ooh, okay. Can I think of any on the top of my head? Because I film on my phone, so I would have to stop this video, look real quick. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I have People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry downloaded on there. Oh, I'm gonna have to look. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna screen record it so you guys can see them. Okay, guys. I have, I don't know, like 5 options. So the ones I'm between are probably People We Meet on Vacation, like I said, and Heavenly Bodies. What am I in the mood for? I have so many fantasy books on my physical TBR and not that many romances, and it is getting to be summer soon in June, and we're finally having kind of summery warm weather where I live, so I feel like I might add People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. And I think that movie's getting adapted soon, like it's already being filmed, I think, or been done filming and is coming out this year, I think. So that would be fun to read that before watching the movie. So yeah, yay, that's fun. I usually listen to at least 1 audiobook per month, so I would have been listening to 1 anyway. So now we know which one that's going to be, because usually I don't put them on my TBRs because, I don't know, for some reason I just don't usually think of those when adding to my monthly TBR, because it's more of just like an extra book, you know? So, alright, third prompt, a book with yellow on the cover. Ooh, apparently when I wrote this, I thought I would have more options. Let's see what we have. Does Darling Girls? It looks like it might. Ugh, these big books are so hard to get out of here. I mean, does that really count? You know, like there's not very much at all. Oh! Wait, I'm so glad I thought to grab this one. So I'm actually really excited to read this. I actually might have a couple. I think that counts. It's like gold. I think I'm gonna choose between this one. I don't think really counts. Like that is so minuscule amount of yellow, and it's just the author's name. So definitely Scythe has the most yellow. But this would be starting a new series, and this is continuing a series, I guess. I'm also torn because I also have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but the reason I didn't immediately put it on here is because I bought the box set that Barnes & Noble has been selling lately, that they have really pretty covers, and it is the original trilogy plus the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So I just put that whole box set, because I've read 3 out of the 4 of those, on my shelf in the living room, so I didn't think to add it to this. But for a while there, I was kind of thinking to myself that I probably would not read the ballad and just go to this one, but I don't know. I think I'm being swayed by other people's opinions because a lot of people didn't love that book, but some people really did. So do I want to add this one? Because that would just be deciding if I want to skip that one or not, because I probably won't get to both of them. Okay, I think with all that being said, I'm going to choose Scythe. First of all, it has the most amount of yellow, and I'm also really excited to read it. Again, it is starting a new series, which sucks because I am trying to be better about finishing series before starting more. But honestly, a lot of these books on here are the beginning of a series, so it's bound to happen. This is young adult dystopian about these people that are called scythes. Something about death. Let me read it. A world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things and has even conquered death. Now scythes are the only ones who can end life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice to a scythe, a role that neither wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequence of failure could mean losing their own. They learn living in a perfect world comes only with a heavy price. I have been really in the mood to read dystopian right now for some reason, so yay, I'm excited to add this one to my June TBR. Fourth prompt, an author's debut novel. Okay, ooh, I might have to do some research. Does this count? It says on the back that it is these 2 authors' debut collaboration. I feel like that might count, but we probably have something else that is more so a debut.
I don't know. Whitelark might be. Kingdom of the Wicked maybe. Anatomy maybe. No, maybe. No, maybe, no. No, I don't know. Maybe, okay.
A lot of these could be. So, what am I in the mood to read out of those? I am kind of in the mood to read Lilac, but that's, again, going to be starting a new series. But so would a lot of these other ones. This book right here is really short, and I know that she has written other books, but I don't know which one was first. 2006. It says right here that she also read a book that there's an I can never say this word, excerpt in here called Dark Places that came out after. And it says right here, also by Gillian Flynn, that she's written 3 books at this point. This book, Gone Girl, and Dark Places. So that leaves Gone Girl that I feel like she wrote first. Let me look on my laptop. Oh, okay, dang. Gone Girl was way later. Gone Girl was in 2012. So this is definitely her earliest. So I feel like I should probably go with Sharp Objects because it fits the prompt more. But this is seriously not even 300 pages. It's barely 250 pages. They're both short, but we are going to go with Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn, which is a mystery thriller, and it's a short blurb, so I'll read it to you guys. Fresh from a brief stay at a psych hospital, reporter Camille Preaker faces a troubling assignment. She must return to her tiny hometown to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls. For years, Camille has hardly spoken to her neurotic hypochondriac mother or to the half-sister she barely knows, a beautiful 13-year-old with an eerie grip on the town. Now installed in her old bedroom in her family's Victorian mansion, Camille finds herself identifying with the young victims a bit too strongly. Dogged by her own demons, she must unravel the psychological puzzle of her own past if she wants to get the story and survive this homecoming. Sounds interesting. I've heard good things. It has been turned into an HBO limited series starring Amy Adams. Love her. So this should be a really quick little mystery thriller to kind of break up some of the fantasies that I will probably end up having on this list, because again, I have a lot of fantasies on here and only a couple mystery thrillers. So nice to add something different to the TBR. Only 2 more prompts to choose. 5th prompt. Oh, this is so fun. I love filming these videos. Book with a 1-word title. Okay. Scythe would have been an option, but we should have more. Hopefully I have some that I want to read, because I can already see a couple that do that I'm not in the mood to read right now because I want to read them in the fall. Cursed and Anatomy I both want to read in the fall. I could choose Uglies by Scott Westerfield. I could choose Quiet by Susan Cain. I could also choose Falling by TJ Newman. Let me check my Kindle because I'm not really feeling any of those. The only one I have on here is Manacled. I really do want to read that. It's so long. Oh, wait. I also have Fireborn. Fireborn is again the start of a series, and this is a standalone, but this is a mystery thriller, and so is Sharp Objects. I like reading those very kind of sporadically. Is that the right word? I take this very seriously because I really do want to read the books that I put on my TBR. Okay, I know I've been looking at this book, but I think I'm actually gonna go with Fireborn. First of all, love the cover, so pretty. This has to do with dragons, and it's a fantasy, and that's all I kind of know about it. It says, today will rise. Annie and Lee were only children when revolution changed their world, giving everyone a chance to test into the governing class of dragon riders. Now they are both rising stars in the new regime, even though Annie's low-born family was executed by dragon fire, while Lee was born to the very aristocrats who used to rule the city. A childhood at the same orphanage forged their friendship, and 7 years of training have made them rivals for the top position in the dragon riding fleet. But everything changes when survivors from the old regime surface, bent on reclaiming their city. With war on the horizon, Lee must choose to kill the only family he has left or to betray everything he's come to believe in. And Annie must decide whether to protect her dearest friend or step up to be the champion her city needs. Loyalty and love are tested in this gripping adventure that asks what matters most, the family you were born into or the one you've chosen. Honestly, it sounds so good. I've been very close to putting this on my TBR multiple times and I just haven't. So I'm really excited. It sounds right up my alley, to be honest. So I haven't heard too much about it. And even though it's kind of long, it looks like the text is pretty big. And I want to say it's YA. And it also says that it has a little bit of romance. I think right here, one of the reviews or whatever says from action fans to romance fans. Yeah, really excited about this one. Babe, you come here. I need you to pick a book for me off my TBR. What do you want me to read this month? I got Husband Chooses 3. Do you want me to tell you any that they're about?
No.
No? Okay. I already chose these 3.
That cursed one.
Really? Okay. I really want to read that in the fall. It's really fall-esque. This is the next Hunger Games book that just came out.
We'll do that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you. Okay, guys, as you just saw, my husband chose, with a little bit of help from me, Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. And me and my best friend were talking about maybe buddy reading this together because she just got this, by the way, at a thrift store for like $3. I'm so jealous. I paid full price for this when it just came out. So if she's ready to read this, hopefully she is. Sammy, you're being so loud. And we almost chose it earlier, so perfect. So we'll see what I decide to do. I might try to maybe listen to the audiobook of the other one or read it physically or both or whatever before reading this. Or I know I can read that one after too, but I have heard that if you read it at all, it kind of makes this book hit harder because you already read that one. So if I were to read it, I would probably want to read it before. We'll see what I decide to do. But this is the 5th book that's going on our TBR. Book with a main character whose name starts with, and I am supposed to go to a random letter generator online, and whatever letter it chooses, I have to try to find a main character in the book that's first name starts with that letter. Okay, so random letter generator. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, maybe I should zoom in a little bit. Generate random letter. W. Okay, let's see if I can find any.
Rave, and someone's name starts with K. That is a really weird letter. This one literally has 4 main characters, but none of them start with W. Arwen, and I'll keep it out because it just says that there is a prisoner that I think is the male main character, but it doesn't say his name. This one just says 2 sisters, so maybe Isla. Nope, no. Callie and Shay, no. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. Let me check my Kindle books. I literally got the worst letter. I have to find a freaking book that's the main character's name starts with W.
Main character?
Yes.
Zoner? Well, the thing.
That's funny.
Okay, you guys, I am re-spinning or regenerating because I literally can't find any. The Nightingale doesn't. Dawn of Onyx doesn't. The books on my Kindles don't. I've literally been looking for 5 minutes. So again, generate. I feel like I was just talking about one that their name started with an I. Maybe not. Oh, yes, it was this one. Okay, I am so overlooking. So I'm just gonna pick this one, I think. Her name is Isla, and this is also the first book in a series. But that's okay. That's okay. By Alex Astor. Welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Whitelark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curse and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything. So that is going on our June TBR. Okay, guys, so these are our 6 books that are on our June TBR. I think that's a pretty good stack. We have 2 dystopian, a mystery thriller, fantasies, and a romance with people we meet on vacation. We are going to be continuing a series and starting 3 new ones if we do in fact get to these books. As always, let me know if you guys have read any of these, what your thoughts were, what books you're reading in June, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!